Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the GOWEN Racing Podcast here on the channel, episode number 5, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6. But we have the usual 4 of us. I got myself, Gary Owen, and I am joined as well by Jay Cook,
Hello.
Matt O'Brien,
Hello.
as well as Eddie.
Hello.
I was going to say your last name, but I didn't want to screw it up, so Skira, Shira, whatever. But we're fresh off of the most recent race weekend. We don't have a guest for this one. Last week we had Garrett Maines. Very fortunate to have him join us once again, and a big thank you to him. Now, as though, like I said, we just had the Homestead Miami weekend kickoff here in the Cup Series all the way down to the Truck Series. We just had the Coca Cola race. We're recording this just after the Coca Cola race, so we're going to talk about that probably as our first thing. But before we jump into the things, I mean, guys, how's the last week been for you guys? Jay, Karma, Eddie.
I'll go. It's been fine. Just a little wacky at work, but because a lot of things that could go wrong go wrong.
Are you able to talk about what went wrong?
No, because
How about you, Eddie? Actually, just got Twitch affiliate, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, basically
Let's
got a
talk about
full-time
that,
job
yeah.
now again. Poggers. I mean, I've been working to get affiliated my whole, what has it been, 2 years now since streaming. So my last account, I had to restart my whole account because I didn't think I was close enough to my old account. And now, well, it was a little bit more easier starting with a fresh account because, I mean, I have a lot of friends around here that I met in Nitro, so it made it a lot more easier for that. And plus, yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And now I can basically kind of call this a second job for me. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome to be able to get to do this for a lot of people that think I'm kind of entertaining, which some people think I am. Some people think I'm just annoying as hell.
Yeah,
but,
I
I
think
mean, it's
you're
kind of funny
annoying,
in the
but
same. Okay, dude, thank you. But so yeah, it's been great.
well, there you have it. I'm happy for you. So yeah, hopefully it all works out. Eddie just finally got Twitch affiliate. Everybody, comment some nice things about him. And Matt, you're Twitch affiliate, aren't you?
I've been Twitch affiliate for. I think it was the Homestead race last season in Nitro is when I got it. So yeah, I've been it for quite a while.
And Jay's streaming now too. So hopefully he can get there soon.
Yeah, I finally got the internet to start doing that, streaming a bit more often than I was. So I'm hoping to be doing that a little bit more. I just need to find things to stream other than league races.
Yeah, I got.
The funny thing is with streaming is like you can go back and look at your VR counts on your streams. If I'm not, so I'll be pretty stable for like anything racing related. If I do anything else, no one watches. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a frustrating thing for me, even on YouTube. But
Yeah.
I mean, I might be getting some of that new internet sooner or later, hopefully within the next few months, and I can start streaming more often as well. But we're gonna jump into things now here with the Coca Cola race. That kind of came out of nowhere, but I was like, you know what, we're gonna do that every week, just kind of catch up, see where we've been. But we had the eNASCAR Coca Cola Series race just take place at Homestead Miami, the 1.5 mile track. So it was a pretty decent race compared to what we saw last week at a track that I don't remember.
Last week was Homestead, just now is Vegas.
That's right. That's right.
Nothing happened at Homestead other than the leg out.
Las Vegas it was we just did.
And that was a much better race.
Yeah. We saw some good 3-wide action here and there. We saw a bunch of cautions. We saw some 4-wide as well. But we saw a bunch of cautions early on in the race. There was a huge, close to 15-car accident, I think it was there. And we saw drivers like Garrett Maines. He had issues, and we just had him on the podcast last week. Big F in the chat for him. Another
he started in the back, and he was coming up pretty fast, too.
Yeah, he was doing some really good pit strategy. That one time he took 2 tires and he was in the top 5. I think he was like all the way back in like 24th or something. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I felt bad for him though. That's like two weeks in a row outside of the top 30, and I don't remember how he did in Daytona.
Yeah, he was in the big one.
He was in that big one, yep.
So a rough start for him in his rookie season, but hopefully he can get into the top 20 before it's over, just so he doesn't have to do that whole road to pro thing as he was talking about last week with us. But other drivers like Ray Alfala, the 4-time champion, he got wrecked. He got straight up dumped. by the 3 of
Yep.
Corey Vincent. So that was really unfortunate for him. And he kind of had a rough race after that. Then we saw Michael Conti got wiped out in that big crash as well. So there were some big names that got taken
Yeah,
out.
even the champ, Nick Ollinger.
Yeah, I didn't really see much of him the whole night.
No, he had a really bad. He qualified dead last actually. He qualified 40th,
Wow.
and he just couldn't get
Yeah, he
couldn't
finished
get
25th.
anything. Yeah, he finished 25th, but you know how it is in iRacing now. It's just like the dirty air. You can't go anywhere. I think that was what he was struggling with tonight.
Oh, dude, people don't understand. I don't think I understood how bad dirty air was until we did Homestead last week in iRacing.
I think even for me, I didn't understand. I always watched iRacing before I played it, and I was just like, oh, I can go do that, no problem. And then you go and actually do it, and you just realize how much of a different animal it is, like the tire saving aspect, the dirty air aspect, and just how it all is. And it's a struggle to adapt to.
Oh my god, I can't imagine, especially the skill level between the pro drivers is probably not very big at all.
No.
I can't imagine how frustrating it is for them to be stuck in dirty air.
I mean, we saw the 17, or no, was it the 17 with the old tires?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had way older tires than Lutza or whatever, and was able to hold him off and fight side by side for 10, 15 laps before Lutza could even get around. And yeah, I mean, Ryan Lutza, though, ended up winning the race. Some interesting strategy we'll also dive into. So Lutza had best car. I think the best car won, which was at least good.
I think it was a three-way tie, to be honest, the whole race. I mean, actually, it could have been 4, maybe 5, because I
think-
feel like Jimmy Moles could have had a chance if he didn't get caught up in that whole wreck when he pitted. Because
True.
he was the one that won the race last year, anyways. But last year was a night race, so it's like he probably could have done something because he was fast. I remember watching even before the iRacing stream went live, and he was fastest in practice. Sat on the pole in qualifying. So I mean, I had a feeling he was going to bring something.
Kerwin was fast too, but I was impressed by
Yeah,
that.
X set, dude. X
Dude,
set is here.
X said I think right now is the best team on Coke Series right now.
First
I
win
think
for
it
that
is.
new team as well.
And they got
Just
one
a third
three.
race.
Yeah, won the first and third.
And Casey's the points leader.
Yeah, and KC is officially the points leader, which is great.
What a timeline.
Yeah,
I just wanna see if
I
they actually
honestly didn't
posted
think
that.
I'd hear Casey Kerwin leading the points. But I mean, it's cool for him. So yeah, Lutza won. Kerwin had third. The 17 was in second place. But there was some interesting strategy towards the end of the race. It went green quite a ways at the end.
It
over
was
the
right
last
on the
mile.
field window too.
Yeah, and we saw a handful of drivers try to stay out and get to the end, Zach Novak included. Malik Ray was kind of the main one we were watching.
That was confusing.
Eddie, you were watching his stream, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't understand what. I mean, I'm not gonna point fingers and blame anybody, but I know because I believe Combat also told us too is that Malik decided to do on his own to stay out and try to run it the whole way. I mean, I don't blame him for doing it because I know it's his whole strategy, and basically he's known for staying out the longest and hoping for a caution, even if his car is good or not. But tonight it was just weird because Malik had a fast car. We all saw it, but I think most of it had to
top
do
five.
with the wrecks happening and all the top cars being taken out and all that. He was top 5 basically that whole end of the stretch, and for some odd reason, he stayed out due to his own decision making. He didn't even listen to his crew chief. His crew chief actually told him to pit. I forgot what lap. I think it was around the same time as
Everyone else.
around everyone else. So I mean, it was really odd because I think he could have salvaged at least a top 5 finish out of it if he played his cards right. But I mean, him doing that gave him home in 31st. I mean, I know that's what he didn't want, and he even expressed it in the end. He knew he screwed up big time because his expressions just showed it.
Yeah, and I think once I saw Novak pitted, I was like, yep, there's no way Malik makes it now.
Yeah, because Novak had 2 extra laps in the bank.
Yeah, and it sucked for him. I mean, oh well. I mean, Lutza was able to get the win. But yeah, it was really. I mean, I respect what they were trying to do. I thought it was you got to do something, but at the same time, he threw away a ton of points right there. because he was running pretty good before the pit cycle started. So I thought Malik Gray, I feel like he was, in my opinion, he was too far up the order to really bother to go for something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
But
too early in the season. Like
Yeah,
if,
it's way
if
early.
you're like 20th in points and like you have 2 races before the playoffs, yeah, go for it because it's winning in.
But yeah, no, not in race 3.
No,
But
way too early.
unfortunate for him because that car was looking pretty good. The whole space station gaming thing. But that was pretty much it. We saw some crashes. We saw the green run with the strategy. Lutz ended up cycling back due to the lead, winning the race with his teammate Casey Kerman there in
How about Roush
P3.
Fenway though? Low key. Roush Fenway. I
And
just
everywhere.
realized both their cars got top 5. The 6 and the 17. The 17 got second, and I believe if I'm correct, the 6 got 4th or 5th.
I don't even know who drives the 6.
I believe it is. What's his name? I want to say it's was it Zach Nick? No, it's not Zach. Oh, Nathan Lyon. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Nathan
okay.
Lyon. Yeah, that's good for them
Who's the
because I know that
17?
6 car is good. It's
It's a rookie.
yeah, it's a rookie. It's brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Oh, Steven Wilson. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Steven Wilson. Okay.
So, I mean,
Good
Roush
performance
Fenway
from him,
showed up.
too. Yeah, Roush Fenway showing up everywhere.
Yeah, real life and in
just
iRacing.
don't put them behind another car because then they drop to 20th.
I mean, the only difference is the 6 doesn't drive like a kidney stone like the real life one.
Yeah, it'll never change. Well, until he retires.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
we're gonna.
yeah.
I guess we move on now into the whole real life NASCAR aspect here, as that really kind of recapped the Coca Cola Series race. I just want to mention real quick, Keegan Leahy was like not relevant at all the whole
No,
race, which really surprised me. And I wonder if it was like I won a race and that locks me into playoffs, therefore I don't really care now. You know.
True.
It's Keegan Leahy you're talking about. There's no way that was true.
They probably just missed it, man. They just missed it.
Yeah,
I hope
honestly
so.
just posted a
Just set
video.
up.
He just posted a video actually on himself. He ended up finishing 17th and got damaged in that early wreck.
That
Okay,
would
that might
explain
be
a
it.
lot. That would explain a lot. Okay.
So moving on to the now Homestead Miami real life NASCAR weekend here. We had the Truck Series race, we had the Xfinity Series race, we had the Cup Series race. The Truck Series. Anyone want to recap that one? Because I really don't remember.
It's almost like there wasn't one.
Yeah,
Because there
it's
actually
almost like
wasn't
it was
one.
on the Xfinity and Cup this weekend.
There
So
actually
there was
wasn't a
there was
truck
an
race.
Xfinity and Cup Series race here this weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. I was like, because I mentioned trucks, and I'm like, I really don't remember a truck race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But I was
There's one this weekend.
Can I actually argue about something with trucks real quick though?
go for it.
Can we actually argue still the fact that Grant Enfinger isn't full time in trucks when he was a Final Four finalist
And the
last
recent
year?
champion has like no sponsors.
Like seriously,
And
well,
then
now
Brett
he does.
Moffitt
He has
got kicked
Camping
out.
World. Well, he has Camping World now, so it's like not the end of the world. Yeah, Sheldon Creed's sponsored by Camping World this week.
So is Anderson.
And
So is
half
Parker,
and half of NASCAR.
So is
Yeah.
Parker Kligerman, so is Grant Enfinger. Grant Enfinger's actually driving the 9 truck this week.
I feel like
For
the
the
Truck
Raw
Series
Ball
has been
kid.
kind of like not paid attention to it all, and the recent blow up NASCAR's had. The Truck Series has been kind of like just ignored almost.
I
Well, when you
agree.
talk about
There's a
truck
lot of
series, all you hear
issues
is
right
Haley
now.
Deegan.
I agree with Jay. It's just like it's almost like it's being forgotten.
Oh,
Yeah.
the only thing you talk about now at trucks is Haley Deegan, because that's literally the only thing that comes out.
And the absolute like clown shows that the truck races turn into sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
there
it gets
isn't really
frustrating.
much talent in that series right now. So I mean, I guess I can see
I
why.
mean, yeah, you look at the series like the only, in my opinion, right now I look at it and the only legitimate potential up and
Up-and-coming
comer.
talent anyway.
Yeah, the only
There's
potential.
talent, but not up-and-coming talent.
Yeah, the
Not
only
a
like
group.
potential one I see is Haley Deegan.
Yeah.
Derek
What
Kraus,
about
maybe.
That's a
John-
maybe. I honestly
does John Hunter count?
no.
No,
No.
John Hunter's been through that.
I put a maybe actually on both Deegan and Kraus, and that's like
What
the
about
top
Creed?
two. No,
Sheldon Creed,
No,
I think he's gonna be a full
honestly-
time.
Sheldon
I honestly feel
Creed.
like Creed's championship last season was just no one else was gonna win the championship, and he just happened to win it.
I mean, Zane
Like,
Smith
there
was
there
close. He did finish second behind him, but it was just
Yeah, but I mean,
unlucky.
like as far as people in the field, like talent wise, their last season in trucks was just kind of like there was no one.
I look at Sheldon Creed as he's like a truck lifer, like Sauter and Crafton, and maybe
Same.
he'll get an
That's what I'm
Xfinity
thinking.
ride if at best. But
I would like to see Zane Smith do good this
I
year.
think
To
Smith
get
has an
promoted.
opportunity. I just don't
Yeah, I
think.
think Kraus, Smith, and Deegan are the ones who have the
Yeah,
three biggest ones who have a chance of going somewhere into the Cup Series. Man.
Creed doesn't seem like a very marketable driver, and that already hurts him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Haley Deegan, of course, is an extremely marketable driver. Zane
But
Smith's pretty solid.
she needs to perform, so we'll see how
Yeah,
she does this week.
This week will show if she has it or not, because it's Las Vegas. It's a mile and a half or whatever mile. So, I mean, it'll show what they got in that truck actually. Because I don't think we can really count Daytona and Daytona Road Course for her first two. Even
yeah,
though
no,
she,
absolutely
even though
not.
she kind of showed potential on the road course when she didn't really have much experience on it before she got the flat tire and all. But I mean, other than that, I think it's
It'll be
interesting.
interesting. But yeah, I think, in my opinion, right now, like the Xfinity series is the most exciting to watch.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
and I don't
Yeah.
necessarily say solely it's because of the package. Personally, I think it's just
I
because
do.
of the talent that we have with these up and comers, and they're so aggressive trying to prove themselves, and they put on great shows. I think if you put those guys in a cup car right now with the package, they could do the same thing.
Yeah, their absolute desperation to prove that they're able to get wins and produce good races or good finishes is what makes that series so fun to watch because they're just going out there and hanging everything out and trying to show everything they have
And
and
then we
not
also
caring.
and the big issue with it, and the reason why they're so desperate is because a lot of these drivers, where are they gonna go?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
Gragson
there
right
there's
now,
no
where
there's no
Well, yeah,
spots.
Gregson is a big one because where is Greg?
maybe the one car, like
I
But
doubt it.
he's not a Ganassi driver.
I know, but it's still kind of a Hendrick alliance ish. They get engines from them, don't they?
We're gonna start have to doing F1 things where a driver is being loaned out to a team.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's gonna have to
Like,
happen. Because where's he gonna go? Do you guys got any ideas?
yeah,
I mean, it's not like
no,
he's gonna be
I
under
don't.
Hendrick because he was a Kyle
Unless
Busch truck.
something falls through at Hendrick with like Bowman or something, and he stops getting sponsorship, I don't see Gregson having a spot at anywhere at Hendrick to go. Unless they do what Joe Gibbs did and like find a Chevy team to basically make their own fifth car,
I
which I
doubt
mean
it.
is
I don't
possible.
think I don't think that's a thing. The rumors about manufacturing and stuff, that's not even gonna be close to what happened.
What
If
about
anything, Chevy's
RCR?
losing. RCR,
Yeah, they make like a 3-car team now.
but you have to get a charter.
I mean, I don't think that would be hard for him because he's got Bass Pros behind him. So I mean, with Black Rifle Coffee and all that.
Bass Pro and
Yeah, they could
RCR,
But
by the way.
probably
that's not the
easily.
point. The point is that where are you gonna get the charter?
They're,
I don't
they
know.
could probably easily buy it off of a team for
That's what I'm
no
thinking because
Where?
money.
there's no way RCR cannot just freaking not get a charter
Well,
for him.
and I have a feeling that the charter system is going to get restructured next year
Yeah.
along with the new car. So it probably either Gregson's going to be coming into the Cup Series next year, or it's going to be another year. So the charter system will be restructured by the time he's coming into the series, anyways. Which I really think he should be in the series next year. It's just, is he going to have somewhere to go? And at the moment, that answer seems to be no.
The only thing that I can think of, and it's a big scratch around my head, and I'm just saying this like as a like proposal basically. So who did he qualify with for the 500? Beard Motorsports, right?
Yeah.
Who's the owner of that?
Brendan Gaughan's family.
Exactly. So let's just say
That's not a viable option though.
no. But listen here. Let's just say out of the blue, like they get the like engines and chassis and all this other bull from like say an RCR or Hendrick or something. I
You
don't
still
know.
have the charter problem.
No, yeah, I understand, but that's the only thing that like in the back of my head's like that would make the most sense. But like still, like you said, the charter would be the main issue. But other than that, that would make the most sense because they actually had the
Low
full trust in him for that whole race, that whole weekend.
low key, it wouldn't surprise me if the teams like if the big teams go to NASCAR and are like, "Hey, we all agree we want to have an expansion for next year and allow us to have 5 teams."
I
Then it
I
wouldn't
hate
surprise
the
me if that maybe
Ricardo.
happens.
I want the
I
I hate.
I
4-car
don't
rules.
hate I don't hate the 4-car rule because I think it's a good thing to keep teams at a minimum, but at the same time now we're getting to the point of now we haven't really had to deal with it until these last 2 maybe 3 years. We're getting to the point of now where the 4-car rule is kind of a detrimental to the sport because all these young talent have nowhere to go because there's already the big good cars filled up in the Cup
It's
Series.
basically young drivers' careers being ruined when as soon as
Yeah.
they get to Cup, like Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez. Yeah, I mean, there's other names I could probably think of.
But
Those are the first two.
like it would be so. And here's the thing, and we know those would be competitive cars. Imagine a fifth Hendrick car, fifth JGR car, fifth Stewart Haas
Yeah.
car.
They would
Well,
have kept
actually,
Eric
maybe not
Jones.
Stewart Haas because they just put a paid driver in there. But
You give the what is there 3 teams that have 4 cars right now?
Yeah.
JGR, Hendrick, and yeah. So
Rick
you
Ware, Rick
basically
Ware.
add
Oh, please.
okay
count crash.
3 competitive teams. You basically add 3 more competitive cars. That is 3 guys. Let's say Gragson, uh,
Burton.
Burton, yeah.
yeah, Harrison Burton, and eventually maybe no Ty Gibbs
Ford,
is way
Ford
far
had,
off, and also
here's
in
the
the
thing with
Toyota system.
Ford.
But
Ford has no one. Like, yes, there's Austin Cindric, but we already know where he's going.
Riley
yeah, we are
Herbst.
Cindric and Briscoe,
Oh,
and
no.
that's the only 2
No.
that they have.
But,
Right.
but Briscoe's already in Cup, and Austin Cindric has already confirmed Cup. Ford has Haley Deegan, but she ain't gonna be ready. She ain't gonna be ready.
That's the only
Actually,
thing they've
you can
been.
count Penske's 4-car team because basically there are no
Yeah,
Wood
but
Bros.
Deegan is like the only thing Ford's invested in right now, and yeah, I'm sorry, that's not going to work out in the long run.
Imagine if Roush came back and made a 4th car.
Well, they have to go to 3.
Imagine they make a 4-car. Imagine they make a 4-car team though. Who would
They got to
put the
get 2 of them being competitive consistently first. So
Well,
Bring Greg Biffle back. Let's go.
maybe we should get into the actual Cup race about the Roush
well,
stuff.
hold on.
I really would like to see Roush and RCR expand their teams again, but I just don't see it happening.
Can we just talk about what a downfall that team had? 4
Roush
cars,
Fenway?
4
Yeah.
cars that ran really good. You
Yeah.
know, winning, contending
Yeah.
for championships. Now there are 2 cars that can't even compete for wins.
You know something? People thought Kenseth was crazy for leaving Roush. It turns out he was a
I
goddamn
don't know. The
genius.
dude left at. I think Kenseth left at the
Smartest move of
perfect
his
time.
career.
Well, no, Carl left at the perfect time. I think Carl literally got the last of what he could out of that team. Kenseth left a year.
Downfall at
Yeah,
that point.
so it's sad to watch that team just have that downfall like that. But eventually they'll work their way back up.
There was some hope Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, I honestly
Right.
don't know if Jack cares that much anymore. To be honest, like I think
Man's
he's
old.
yeah,
It
I
doesn't
think
even
he's
wear the
just kind
hat.
of ready to let it wind down. And
That's another thing. We got all of these
whatever
really
happens,
old
happens.
team owners. What's going to happen when they're gone?
Well, I mean, we already know what Rick Hendrick.
Yeah, well, we know
was
Jeff
with
Gordon
that.
Yeah.
there, but like when Joe Gibbs is gone, who's going to run that?
Probably
Probably
one of his grandkids or something. I don't know.
yeah, I was about to say
Ty
JD, but
Gibbs.
JD unfortunately
No.
passed.
Well, who's the next?
I don't
in
think
line
you have to
in the
worry
family?
about it because those companies like that they've got the tree already. They've got a company tree there already. I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Yeah, no, you already know they've already got it ready.
Yeah.
They know what's going to
No, I
happen.
think one thing that we're forgetting about with talent or with cars where people could go, 23XI Racing is bound to expand to at least a 2-car team, if not more than that, within the next couple years.
No. Actually, I guess I should talk about it right now. Door Bumper Clear, a podcast that's by Dirty Mo Media, I believe, right?
Pretty
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Very controversial
They-
person they have on there, yes. I used to listen to that show and I stopped because I couldn't take his terrible opinions on Twitter anymore. Anyways, go on.
Okay. But it's not about the opinion. It's no secret they have the inside scoop on a lot of stuff.
Uh huh. Oh no, they know a lot of stuff. They usually spill the
they
beans
said,
early.
I believe this was like 2 weeks ago at this. That 23XI is going to be 2 cars next year, and a small Chevy team is moving to Toyota.
I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed. When I showed that picture, I think it was yesterday, of their facility that they got approved recently, and it's got 3 hangar bays or 3 hauler bays, whatever you want to call them.
I also
So
saw
I
a
mean,
thing.
that point towards easily like 2 Cup teams,
Yeah.
maybe like an Xfinity team. Or
That
maybe just
wouldn't
a
be a
third
bad
hauler bay
idea.
to have a 3rd hauler bay.
I
I can take
saw.
a guess on the small cup team on who it is.
I'm pretty sure I know who it is too, but
JTG.
yeah.
That's my
I
guess.
was gonna guess colleague, but
No, because
Uh,
I'm using JGR pit crews apparently.
Colleague's gonna stay Chevy because they have a decent alliance with RCR and Ganassi,
Yeah,
I
that's true.
believe. Pretty
The
sure.
only other
And we
option.
also got to remember that Colleague is an expanding team, an up and coming team, and they'll most certainly be in Cup with probably a car or two at some point as well. So I guess it's not as terrible looking as we're thinking it is, because we're forgetting, we have teams that are coming into the sport that have promise, but at the same time, right now it looks a little bit sketch if things stay the way they are.
Yeah, I saw Hamlin actually on Twitter. Someone was talking about it. He said already they absolutely plan to expand that team soon to
Yeah,
multiple
but a
cars.
veteran driver though, that's the thing. Who's a veteran
Benedetto.
that would be a free agency soon?
No, I
The Benedetto.
He ain't gonna go back
Easy
to that
No.
family.
Here's Jay's gonna hate me. I think he's overrated. Matty D's
Oh.
overrated.
Oh, dude.
To me, I'm not going back to the same pipeline that dumped me twice.
He
Yeah.
wouldn't be going back to that same pipeline though. He's not
It-
going to the
it's a
JGR
JGR.
pipeline. He's going.
It is the JGR pipeline. Don't kid yourself.
No, it's not. I mean, it's JGR equipment, yes, but it's not.
That's a part of the pipeline.
It's not the system of.
Denny Hamlin is the owner.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's close with Matty D too, though. That's the thing.
That's the
agree.
main reason why I say it.
If
That's
I'm
the
to
main reason why I
Benedetto,
say it, because he has no ride, and because of how close they are and how much Denny believes in De Benedetto.
I'm going nowhere near that team if I'm to Benedetto.
Where else is he going to go though?
Stuart
You
Haas
don't have a
Racing.
choice.
No.
Yeah, right. That's not going to happen.
All right, listen.
Dibby would need a sponsor to go there because of how little Gene wants to spend on that team, and there's no way that I mean maybe Menards, but I doubt that they would go away from Penske.
Okay, listen. If Matty D doesn't win a race, he has no shot at any top.
Yeah, he has to win. He has to
He
win
has
this year.
to win.
He does have to win, yeah.
And how it's going this year?
I was about to mention it's not been a good start. It's been a
Okay, I will be
bad
honest. A lot
start.
of that, or well, not a lot of it, but some of it has to do with his team. The Wood brothers are not good.
We can
They're
go
not.
more into that in a minute. I feel like too.
Yeah.
On why?
Maybe we should start the first lap of the race, huh?
So there was a race. We get carried away. That's good though. I like when we kind of go off and talk about random things like that. That makes it better. But yeah, we had the Homestead race, stage 1. Was there anything eventful other than the lead?
Penske looked really strong early, and then
Like they
you
always
realize
do.
then you realize it's Penske. So after 20 laps, the cars go to trash.
They critiqued that themselves. The driver said a couple weeks back. They said the long run speed in our cars are terrible.
I think it's a driver.
That was something that Wood brothers also said. They said that they tried to match the setups of the Penske boys, and they all didn't have it.
Yeah, Chase Elliott magically found that too somehow.
Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Chris Buescher.
Hello.
Hold my beer.
Hello. Got injected with prime Matt Kenseth apparently.
His sponsor from Fox and all the fast.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
I mean,
who had Chris Buescher winning stage 1?
hey.
Who had Chris Buescher in fantasy?
I did not.
Exactly.
I know Chris was fast and all, but obviously it didn't pay off in that last stage.
I hate you.
That's so
That was
cringe.
cringe.
I hate you so much.
I tweeted
saw
that.
You tweet that
Yeah.
the other day, and I wanted to. I
dude.
wanted to delete your Twitter account. I wanted to report that tweet.
I used jokes on like that with the Carl Edwards back in the day, back in like 2013.
Oh man, that's a Gary line if I've.
Hey, you never get to say that nowadays with that car, so I was glad to actually see that. But yeah, he won stage 1. Did he win stage 2?
No, he got
Byron.
Oh yeah, that's right. Byron showed up, kind of.
Yeah, that's when Hamilton wanted to be a hero.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, honestly, that's the
Okay. Let's not start whining like Truex now.
No. We'll get to it.
So, what happened in stage 2 before that?
Well, I think Jay would have a great segue to start this stage, with a certain driver known as the 42 of Ross Chastain.
Oh God.
Watermelon man.
He has no talent.
He's got.
That was
making watermelons.
absolutely fucking stupid.
He's got
I
talent,
100%
but
think he thought that De Benedetto was Blaney, and then tried to block Blaney, but instead it was in fact De Benedetto.
I would have dumped him.
Fucking,
I think
I don't know how. I don't know why Matt didn't. I really don't. Literally, if it's any other driver in this situation, he gets dumped.
I mean, I was like all the way to
I
the line, like blocked,
yeah, all the way
almost to the freaking pond
into the
He was
apron.
like, he's like,
to go in the drink.
he was like, you thought Joey was bad? Hold my beer.
That was worse.
But I mean, I thought it was expected. I am royally disappointed with all these
That was
drivers.
That was honestly a Ricky Stenhouse block.
Yeah, in my opinion, it was worse. Like I've been so disappointed with these drivers that continue to cut him brakes because
I think
he's
Ricky's
been
gonna be going more for
driving.
clean.
He's
I
been
think-
driving way over his head since Xfinity and deserves to just get flat out dumped, and no one's done it yet.
I'm still just like shocked that Harvick has not completely dumped his shit for Darlington a couple years ago.
Mhm.
I'm not the biggest boy of Ross Chastain either because guy didn't win the Xfinity race last year. I'm just gonna leave it as that.
He's on. I mean, I'll be honest. He's on my dislike scale. So,
Was he in the championship for?
and he
Yeah,
was
he's
full
been on my
time.
dislike scale for a long
And
time. I haven't liked him.
I mean, he just. I don't. He just drives way over his head.
His own teammate did better than him.
Justin
Oh,
Haley.
I haven't liked. I haven't liked Chastain since the beginning. Like even when he first started getting the hype and wasn't driving that bad, I never decided to like.
Yeah,
him.
even when he was in
Something
like a
about
bad
this guy.
team. Yeah, I was like, I don't
Yeah,
like
so
him.
I was just like something about this guy. Makes me not like him at all, and then I was right.
I honestly think Dinger could do better in that car than he is.
I mean, all I'm saying is if Justin Haley can beat you in points in the same equipment, you got a problem.
I think Dinger's gonna.
No
prove him wrong,
offense,
too.
but I don't think Justin Haley's a very top caliber driver either.
That's another thing. Can we actually think that AJ Allmendinger can get back to Cup?
I mean, he can run colleague
think he
road
wants to.
courses.
I don't think he wants to.
I don't think
I
he's
don't know.
gonna. I don't
I
think
mean,
he's
I
good
think-
enough.
If Collie goes full time, maybe.
Well, I mean, that's who got him to go full time in Xfinity anyway. It's just the owner.
Yeah.
Like AJ really wasn't thinking about it. Like he was just gonna do the part time thing again, like he used to. But then the owner's like, "Hey, why don't we try to do the full time thing for the and the team points and go
Well,
for
we'll
a
see.
championship?" And I don't know. I think
I don't think
Coley
AJ would
has
come
a strong
back to the Cup
chance.
Series.
I think Coley has a strong chance to win the championship next to Austin Cindric.
Very, very strong chance.
Actually,
yeah, that team is good.
AJ's 39. Holy crap.
He could probably have like a couple years.
You told me he
Probably-
was like 29. I believe you.
I think he would maybe do it to help out the Cup team, but I don't think he would ever run full time. And then you would probably see him move into like an advisor role or
He would be
something
like that
to
veteran to lean on
oversee
Justin.
some kind of operations.
Yeah, he would be like that veteran leadership to lean on Justin to teach him how to drive and stuff, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Then what?
Let me go back to stage 2. William Byron shocking the world.
Well, there was the caution really late in the stage for that's when Corey LaJoie blew up.
Yeah.
Rip
F.
Steve Letard's return.
F.
F. And then there was the one lap dash.
Yeah, where Martin Truex said screw Denny Hamlin for about the 15th time and since his JGR debut, and William Byron went on to win the stage.
I mean, you can't blame Hamlin for what he did. You can't blame Truex for being a little upset. And
Hamlin hit the brakes right in front of Truex on the radio when you listen to Radioactive. Apparently, Denny hit the brakes so he didn't hit the wall. So he basically just brake checked Martin.
Yeah, I like you can be a little upset, but that's just how it is.
And I think Martin didn't even get top 5.
Okay, yeah, you can.
Hey,
you can
because
be a
it's
little
Truex.
upset, but
Because it's Truex.
Truex is just a.
He shows passion. What's the problem with showing passion?
And I can call right now. I think we're gonna see probably a early crew chief departure for the 19.
Really?
That's my guess. When I listened to Radioactive today, and let me just tell you, when that second stage ended, and Martin was like, "So I guess we're staying out here, right?" James did not hesitate to say, "No, we're coming in," and Martin was very, very confused and even more pissed off when he found out that only 3 other cars pitted with him. And he was asking James for what kind of reason we did that, and James was like, "I honestly don't know," and like he was even confused on why he even did it. So
I
think now
mean,
James Small's on the hot seat.
Chris Gale last season made like 10 calls like that for Eric Jones, and that never changed. So I don't think you have to worry about a crew chief change there at all.
No, James Small ain't it, Chief. I mean, you had Cole Pern, and now you're going to this guy, and he hasn't done much.
Well, you don't really find Cole Pern's.
I was about to say I don't think you will ever get Truex paired with like a Cole Pern ever again.
No, I think Martin's on the downhill.
Yeah,
at this
no,
point.
he's never gonna go and drop 6 or 7 wins again. I think 2 or 3 is more reasonable. I think this year he wins
I
2.
think Kyle and Martin are both on the downhill. I honestly don't think Kyle's
I
going to
think the
go
Kyle
anywhere this
Busch
year with the new crew chief.
situation is based on no practice.
That's yeah.
I think if we
Yeah, I
had
would agree.
practice each week, he would be winning multiple races per year. I think that he's a driver that's really been affected by that.
Can we argue the
I
fact
also
that we
just,
really
I
want
also
practice
just
back?
honestly think it had a lot to do with his team as well, because we all know that Kyle, like, when he has a team that he doesn't like, it affects him a lot.
And now he's on the
It done
20
so in the
car, so
past.
he's on the 20 car that was rebranded to the 18.
And won already.
Yeah, but it's not Chris Gale as his crew chief, luckily.
Yeah.
So.
Now he's got
Yeah, it's a whole new crew.
what's that guy's name?
Adam
Bay
Stevens.
Shore.
No, Kyle's crew chief.
I forget his name.
It's the Xfinity crew
I
chief
forget
from
his first name, but
for
last name is Bay Shore.
yeah, it was the crew chief for what the hell was it? The 54.
Yeah,
whatever it
so
was.
Kyle's worked with him already.
Yeah, and won with him.
It's pretty obvious that they missed Kyle Busch at least kind of missed it a
And
little
Kyle
bit.
even said on a talk show he posted about what happened
Adam
between
season,
him and Adam.
yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
It-
Kyle
it-
make a crew change, and Adam said no, we're gonna go back with the same guys. And
Yeah,
Kyle said we're not doing that.
Graham Bensinger,
I don't know.
whatever the dude that he's done some quite a few NASCAR driver interviews.
I don't understand why
Kyle-
Adam wanted to run it back again though.
Kyle and Adam always had a very
Love-hate.
what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, love-hate relationship. They always, whenever they butted heads, they really butted
But
heads
here-
and didn't
but-
agree.
Kyle Busch would say, like, and this is where the practice thing comes in. Kyle Busch would explain in the interview too. He was like, Adam Stevens is the only crew chief where I'd be like, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I want, and Stevens will give it to me every time.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, though, I think Kyle Busch is on track for another year, just like last year.
Well, we'll see.
I don't think that. I don't think that's true.
I
at the
don't
same time,
think
it
he
wouldn't
gets.
surprise me if it happens again.
I say less. I think he may win 2 races, but I think no more than 3. So like 3 at the most.
I honestly think
The guy is stupid talented, and he's not like suddenly dropped off a career cliff yet. I don't think he's gonna hit that for another 2 or 3 years. So I think that if the team combination that he has right now is good enough, and they can make adjustments during the race good enough, then we'll probably see Kyle get at least a couple wins this year.
I feel
I'm
like
not afraid.
the races that we have this year with practice, I think you're going to see him run better.
I'll tell you what, though, who could be a dangerous combination who we haven't mentioned yet, and obviously we see it from him winning this weekend, is Rudy Fugle being back the crew chief.
Yeah, that was like, oh man, I'm not like,
Hey,
Like they were so dominant together in the lower series, and then when Byron got separated from Fugle, he did nothing, and then as soon as he gets Fugle back, he wins in 3 races.
it took Byron like how many to win the first one at Daytona?
90 something.
90 something. Took some 3 with his new crew chief, and
not even at a super speedway.
I was gonna say that wasn't. It wasn't like he was.
It was this Pierce.
He won the race. He didn't get lucky.
Yeah,
He won the
Yeah.
race.
yeah.
This is the first one he's actually won.
Yeah, I want to go on what Larson had an interview today with Bob Pockrass, and he was talking about how he was comparing. Well, Bob first off asked him the comparison between driving a Hendrick car and driving a Ganassi car, and let me just tell you, he was all smiles when he said that Hendrick had about 10 times the power Ganassi did when he was there.
Who was
And
that? Sorry.
Bob Pockrass interviewed Larson
Oh,
and
okay.
asked Larson, what are the comparisons between Hendrick and Ganassi? You think Hendrick's a little bit better or what? And Larson said that Hendrick was 10 times better.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
I think that's a little exaggeration,
But then also he was
I
going
don't think
on
it
with
is.
how he thinks that Hendrick right now might be a quote unquote dominant team to deal with all year. Because he thinks that all 4 drivers can at least win at least 2 races this year.
I mean, if Byron
would
can
agree
win the
with that.
first, if Byron can win, the 3rd race of the season, oh no.
If Byron
Well,
can
I
do
get
that,
why you're
yes.
saying that at the same time. Let's not act like Byron doesn't have a lot of fucking talent.
Well,
he showed it in before he got it to the Cup Series, and then
then he never showed it for 3 years.
well, yeah, but again, I think that the fact that he won almost immediately with Fugle, tells me that had more to do with his team than the talent.
I think it's more of a confidence booster for William than anybody else.
That too, yeah, to have a familiar name that he's won with before on the box probably made him feel a lot better. And I think Rudy Fugle is just a damn good crew chief.
And I think that Cliff Daniels, and I think we can all counter this as the most underrated crew chief right now for Hendrick, in my opinion. I think Cliff Daniels is a fantastic crew chief for Larson.
I mean, he had a good run. What was he, second or third?
He ran top 5 all day about.
Yeah, no, Larson put together a really good race. I think if it was on the older package with the harder to drive car and you really have to get up against the wall, I think that would have really played into his hands. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. The wall just until the very end of the race.
Yeah, Reddick was hauling, and he was the only one that was legitimately making it work.
I think if Reddick had about like 3 more laps, he would have caught him.
Well, he would have caught him if Truex and Larson would have been a thorn in his side, which they absolutely should have been because it was the end of the race. But if he would have breezed right by them, he had enough time at the rate he was closing to get to the 24.
Yeah, he was closing so freaking fast.
Well, before we talk about the end of the race, the only other thing that really happened was Eric Almirola being
oh my God,
Claire, not Claire.
It was it was Blaney on his right side, right?
Yeah.
What the hell's a spotter?
I don't. Jesus.
Joel Edmonds or something like that.
I don't know.
It is Eric Almirola.
Fired.
Like, I don't know. Maybe a spotter told him he was clear.
Yeah.
When he was at his door.
That was like the SpongeBob episode. Keep going. You're good. You're good.
Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches. Yeah.
The Cup race, honestly, was really uneventful. Which is
isn't like big events happening, but it was still.
No, don't get me wrong. The racing was good. I enjoyed the racing. In terms of things happening, very uneventful, which is almost I've come to expect at mile and a half these days. But yeah, no, I felt like Homestead, I always expect good racing, and we got good racing. One thing that I want to touch upon.
There's one more thing that I want to touch on.
I'll let you go first.
Go ahead you want me to go first?
Yeah, because mine's about basically right after the race.
Okay. Well, mine has nothing to do with the race. So if you want to, it has to do with the thing that Bob Parkhurst mentioned.
Okay, I'll go then.
Logically about the package, so go ahead.
So I was scrolling through Twitter after the race.
Oh no.
And I come across this tweet from one of the hosts right here, Eddie.
You get a lunch break?
You were telling Twitter that Phoenix is a better championship race than Homestead. I want you to use this opportunity to elaborate on what types of drugs you were like taking at the time.
I already know the answer.
I don't think I can say that.
It's called the Chase Elliott goggles.
No.
I was gonna say, boy, if you say that it was just because Elliott won, I am smacking you across the face.
And if you say the racing's better, you're already wrong. But anyways, elaborate.
Listen, we can all go on that. It's not about the Chase Elliott thing. I just like Phoenix as a whole. I don't like how. I mean, I'll be honest. When Kyle Busch won a second championship, I fell the F to sleep. I fell asleep. Second stage, I was knocked out.
I fell asleep at Phoenix.
Give a shit, but
I wanted to fall asleep at Phoenix.
I will admit that Phoenix race was boring.
Nothing that happened at Phoenix.
No, it's not about the Chase Elliott thing. It's not about freaking all that crap and whatnot. I just personally like Phoenix as a whole. I think Phoenix is a great track. I honestly agree. I believe by my statement. I think Phoenix as a whole is a great track. And because of like all the old racing you used to see at Phoenix, where they were like 4 wide throughout that whole dogleg part and everything else on the restarts and whatnot. The only reason why that race was boring for the championship is because there was no damn cautions. Barely any. It was the stages. That's it.
No.
It's free flight the whole race.
They put
PJ1.
just
felt weird ending in the daytime.
That was awful.
Odd.
Yeah, no.
I could agree with that. I'd rather have it at the night.
That is such a weird vibe.
That race. That was.
What are you gonna do because it's in Phoenix?
Yeah, you got to start later. I don't care what the time zone is. That was the first time ever being a NASCAR fan where that did not feel like a championship race at all.
I think the only reason they did that because they had something with the Pro Bowl after that or something like that.
I think there was something like that involved, but it's like, I don't know why. I mean, NASCAR, of course, always runs in the day, but it feels so wrong deciding a champion in like the daytime. And it didn't feel right. I was like, Chase Elliott just came out of turn 4, won the championship. I'm just like, okay. Like, yeah, I mean, good for him, but I was like, this it feels so weird. Like, it didn't feel like anything happened.
I wanted my wallet to be empty after that race.
It just felt like to me the most uneventful championship
was-
I'd ever
It
witnessed.
was.
Although
My,
It, wa-
the
it
my
really
wallet was
was.
very eventful after it. I could
uh,
tell you that much.
even the celebration didn't seem as huge.
Oh, it was for
But
me. I was crying on the
then
floor.
again, we had the whole protocols with COVID, so
Yeah,
it
we
kind of
had
makes sense.
COVID.
But
I was like a baby girl on literally her sweet 16 crying on the floor.
yeah, I mean,
I guess maybe now we just go through like notable
well,
matches.
Jay wanted to mention something.
Can't wait to get
Yeah,
roasted
Well,
in
you
so
said
comments.
it's
Thanks,
not
Gary.
great.
there was one thing that was brought up. I think it was this week on Twitter. That it was somebody asking Bob about the package, and he basically explained it in the most logical way I've ever
Oh
seen,
yeah,
and it made me feel a whole lot better. He was saying that NASCAR. I mean, we already knew NASCAR lowered the horsepower because manufacturers feel, or in order NASCAR feels in order for new manufacturers to come into the sport, they weren't gonna want to have lower horsepower engines. So obviously we already knew that, but the thing is Bob said that NASCAR did this package just because they wanted to try it and experiment with how manufacturers felt about it. And I mean, obviously, to us looking at it, it kind of sucks because the racing has been blech for the most part since then. But he said with the new package, NASCAR and everybody expects the racing to be different than what it is now, with how with still the lower horsepower, but maybe we'll get back to the racing that we used to have
I don't want that
before
either.
this crap package came out.
2020.
So it kind of made me feel a whole lot better about the
Well, we
this
don't.
Other
this
than
Next year's a different animal. Literally, the fact that we're having a rear diffuser changes everything.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But I don't want the old racing back either. 2015 to 2018. Other than some cool finishes at some mile and a half, the racing I thought was garbage there at mile and a half too. With the low spoiler.
Seriously, honestly, we can look at 2014 and we can say the best answer is high horsepower, high downforce.
That was a dream.
2014 was insane.
It was great.
We
I
had a
loved it.
huge spoiler and we had a screaming 900 horsepower engine
We're
that
never
was
getting
going
horsepower back.
nuts.
Yeah, I think what they're gonna have to do is basically get these manufacturers involved and then hope that they agree eventually
I mean,
to go
we
up
do
on the
have new
horsepower.
engine regulations in 2023, so it's highly possible that maybe we get some horsepower back or some changes in the engine. And I honestly don't know what they could do, but hopefully
I
maybe we
think the
could get.
big issue.
I agree with Karma. I don't think we'll ever see it come back, but God, I want it to so bad.
I wanted to too, but I think the big issue with the 550 horsepower, it's not a true 550 horsepower because the engines are restricted. I think a lot would change if they were
They're still
unrestricted.
restricted.
Well, you got to take
Oh yeah, well they have
perspective.
the spacer. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
actually,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because we know soon after Gen 7 comes,
Next gen.
we're getting a brand new engine package in the next few years upcoming.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if
in
we actually
2023.
make 550 horsepower engines as the intended design, that
Yeah.
will
That
be
may, yeah,
good.
you're right. That may be all right. You're right.
But
The issue is basically we're running a plate track at every single race right now because of the way the package is.
yeah,
And
except
they can't stay
there.
packed up.
Yeah.
I saw the ratings were down again too for
It's
the race.
10%.
Yeah, I mean, and they still said it was still the most viewed sporting event. And I'm like, oh, NASCAR's dying. The ratings went down 10%, but it still blew every other sport out of the water. Okay, you keep going on about that if you want, but sport ratings for all sports are dropping. So stop with the whole NASCAR's dying crap, please.
Yeah,
You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think TV ratings are the one place we shouldn't look at right now to see if the sport is
I
expanding,
agree.
because it's pretty obvious that the sport is growing and expanding. And when you look at the TV ratings, you go, how is that possible? But TV ratings are dropping for every sport
Streaming
because
ratings are
people
going
are
up,
not watching anymore.
and
And streaming,
streaming's
yeah, and streaming is a big
taken off.
thing now
Yeah.
too.
Um,
So it's just, looking at TV ratings, we're never gonna have that 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s popularity again, where there's 7 million people watching, just a random race in the middle of July. We're never gonna have that again. No sporting event's gonna have that ever again. So stop looking at
Yeah, it's
viewership
just
ratings and look at everything else
Mhm.
happening and looking
it's
at everything else
yeah,
happening. The sport is expanding.
it's just the way things are now.
Yeah. I guess
So is
I
it
want to go.
Oh, you want to say something?
Well, after we're done with this topic, like I just want to go through some stuff with the race real quick, with your inputs.
Oh yeah, go for it right now.
Okay. Just talk about some notable finishes, I guess. Apparently Michael McDowell's a god.
Oh god.
Hey man,
Hey,
an R&D hold I think is the greatest thing to happen in this sport. In my
other than
opinion.
the plate tracks, that's the last top 10 of the year for him.
I honestly do not think so.
I do.
We know that front row is good, and McDowell has shown.
That's the only
that he
comment I
apparently has some
have.
talent.
Only comment I have on Michael McDowell.
I don't
And
think he's
he'll get
completely
another.
done, but
He'll probably get a couple more top tens at a road course or a super speedway.
Oh yeah, count the road courses. He could do that too.
Newman 7th, so that's respectable too.
Yeah, Newman, decent. Missed the playoffs last. Well, I mean, those 4
both
races.
Roush
But
cars.
Roush
Both Roush
today.
cars.
This Roush.
Yeah, both Roush cars looked
we
really good.
we turned the clock back like 10 years in this race or something.
And Kyle Busch, after saying his car was a piece of shit, finished 10th.
Well,
Yeah.
Hey man, anytime you hear Kyle say that, he's gonna finish like 4th.
Yeah.
Anytime he complains about how the car feels, he always does good.
Kurt Busch had one hell of a comeback at the end of the race too.
Yep.
With that flat tire or whatever.
Yeah.
Tyler Reddick.
He finished top 10, right?
Yeah, he finished 8th.
Yeah, he finished 8th.
Yeah, we kind of already mentioned Tyler Reddick. I want to say, Tyler Reddick, why couldn't you run better in the first half? And you debated me I took you out of fantasy. You debated me there.
I kept him in.
I also second that.
I left him in, so
well, I was forced. I had Briscoe as my garage driver. He did nothing.
Well, what you guys expect?
Same actually.
Wow! It's like I almost told you guys
Hey.
that rookies don't really do anything. Holy crap! What a revolutionary idea.
I had hope. I was like, he knows how to rip the top. Top wasn't an issue. So, yeah, I made the wrong call.
Gary did enjoy the monthly Denny Hamlin speeding penalty.
Hey, you know, I mean, I'm not just a fan of Hamlin though. I got Suarez, and I was thrilled by that.
Yes.
15. Top 15. They did
Top
better.
15.
They did better than 23-11.
Yeah, it's not. A good
I'm gonna get the Bubba.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, I guess.
Not good.
Well, Christopher
Have we even
Bell.
touched on Noah Gregson?
We will.
We will.
Race. Okay.
We do got to speed it up. We're already at an hour. But...
yeah, I know, but Christopher Bell got bitch slapped back to reality in 20th place.
Oh yeah, no, he got holy crap.
That was great. That
dropped
was
like a rock.
It's almost like he shouldn't have won last week, but anyway.
Yeah, he did better than Chase Elliott.
It's like you won a road course, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't really mean that much.
Takes more talent to win at a road course though than an oval.
True.
But how do you?
With the current package, yes.
But here's the thing: you don't win championships off road courses.
Yeah, I mean, you put the championship at a road course in there.
This point,
that ain't gonna happen for a long time.
It'll never happen.
All right, it's time for Bubba Wallace.
Oh, I don't think it's a driver issue.
It's not a driver issue.
It's not a driver issue. It's not.
I think it was more on the setup.
Yeah, that
car sounded weird. I'm not gonna lie.
If he went with the rest of the JGR setup or had anything close to what Kyle Busch had, then you can probably blame that partly on the setup because except for Hamlin and Truex, which we know Hamlin and Truex are both good at Homestead, JGR was ass.
Kyle Busch kind of got it figured out, but Kyle Busch was obviously a little off. But Hamlin,
he was off until they made adjustments.
Hamlin and Truex were good. Hamlin would have been better if he didn't speed, but
yeah, Hamlin worked his way to the top 10 before it happened.
And then I guess the only other notable stuff is me and Jay are in pain.
Yup.
Hey, we can suck together.
Yeah, I come along just for this week probably.
Oh yeah, Chase Elliott struggled a lot too.
Holy shit! Whatever we got in there, take it out.
None of our drivers finished in the top 10.
No, I mean, shit, we got
Mine
points,
didn't
but
finish
not
in the
good
top
points.
30.
Yeah, Jay, you
28th, your best finish.
28.
Hey,
28th, okay.
was that
Did you?
DiBenedetto's best finish of the year?
Yeah,
Shot.
It was.
yeah.
It was like his best finish by 8 spots.
That's hilarious.
Capital P,
hey-
capital A, capital I, capital N. What does that
Hey,
spell?
man.
Pain.
Hey, you know,
Pain.
hey, different team, same shit. Eric Jones with the flat tire in the last 10 laps. Let's go.
Hey, where was he running? Was he beating the 23?
Yeah. No, he was
Okay.
beating the 23 and the 20.
No, he wasn't being. He was faster than Bubba. Eric would have been at like 22nd, 21st to like 23rd.
And he would have been better than Bubba.
That car was evil. Apparently, Eric Jones said like the
Whatever the
car
hell
was
they
so
had.
Eric Jones' team said the car was so bad they gave up adjusting it and hoped the cooler weather would help.
Huh.
I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna be a long.
Yeah, we have
year.
new and upcoming promising teams like Colleague and 23XI.
They got
and
Richard
we have
Petty.
Who?
Yeah, oh god, it might be a long year, boys. I think that's pretty much it for the race. Finally. All right, time to get into the real fun stuff in the Xfinity, huh?
I just need to interrupt one second, just one quick second. I just want to announce this. Unofficially, Casey Kerwin is the new points leader over Keegan Leahy by 8 points. And behind Leahy is Ryan Luza and Michael Conti.
And that is in
And
the
also-
eNASCAR stuff.
And also, Team Exet is now the leader of the team owner standings by 26 points over Team Dillon.
So Noah Gragson
Was a tad bit upset.
and has been milking it on Twitter ever since it happened. So I did not see
Man needs a
basically.
Snickers bar.
I only saw overtime because I got home just in time for that. So I don't know what happened other than the Gregson issue. If anyone can
Gragson
elaborate.
dominated, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
No, he didn't.
No, not dominate. He had a better long run car. He sucked in the short run, but when the long run came in finally, he was finally relevant. That's literally what it was all
Yeah,
about.
he only led
That's how he
34
got the
laps.
lead. Yeah, that's literally how he got the lead because he had the long run in the end.
Um,
And then David Starr said, "Hey, you want to try Whataburger?"
I tell you
And
what though.
Noah said, "No, I like Five Guys."
Honestly, Noah probably hit that car and was like, "Man, what a burger!"
Not the time, Gary.
Oh, so I don't know.
um,
Why is David Starr even still in the freaking NASCAR series?
Man, I was racing
I mean,
against
he's
that
not a
guy.
bad driver.
I was racing against him on
He's
EA
like
Sports
60
NASCAR
something years
09.
old, no?
53.
What?
Wait, what?
David Starr's 53.
Oh, 53.
I
thought he
remember
said
David Starr when he
63.
was a truck driver.
Yeah, I raced against him on NASCAR 09.
Jesus.
And stay in the truck series. He probably run better than Rick Ware.
But I mean, it is. I mean, it's just really unfortunate for Greg.
Yeah, I mean, David didn't do anything wrong. It was just bad timing.
He's eating a burger.
I mean,
As much
David
as I feel
wasn't
for
in the
Noah,
way.
He should have been running the bottom, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
9-second lead. Like,
why are you risking it, right, at that point?
Yeah, you got to think about it. Like, if something happens on the racetrack, everything washes up at Homestead. So, I mean, as bad as you have to feel for him, because obviously it was out of his hand. We know he shows his emotions, and he's not afraid to show those emotions, but he's kind of being a little bit ridiculous on Twitter. And B, he should have been being more conservative and just running the bottom. Obviously, all the lap cars were showing they weren't going to move off the top. They didn't care. And it was a bit yikes. But once he got the 9-second lead, it didn't really matter. He should have just been running and conserving on the bottom and not putting himself at risk.
Yeah.
So that's where part of the blame goes to him for that.
Probably didn't go look at the fish tanks.
Yeah, it was also a bit annoying seeing him, the team showing like the evidence that he blew a tire, and Gragson was just insisting that he pretty much ran out of talent, even after everyone's showing him like why his car hit the wall.
I
And
mean,
then Carl
technically,
Long,
the picture they shared wasn't a blown tire; it was a corded tire.
well, his car was gonna hit the wall. Carl Long ended up ripping him apart on Facebook. Anyone see that?
Yeah, I saw
kind of
that.
did, but I don't remember seeing. I don't remember what.
I
exactly
mean,
he said.
I like. Can you blame Carl Long? Like,
Yeah, I guess he's a team owner of that car, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really blame either of them for being upset. Like you can't blame Noah for being upset about it happening, and then you
Yeah,
can't blame
no.
Carl for being upset about getting blessed out about something that was out of
I'd be mad if I was
his
Noah too.
control. Like
Yeah.
It's just
the only
like,
thing you can blame Noah for is for just kind of being a little bit too aggressive on Twitter and not really.
yeah, it's like it's been 3 days. Move on.
Yeah, not really
You
being
can't do
restrained
anything
it.
about it anymore.
But again, we know Noah shows his emotions, especially when he's upset.
Which is great.
And he's also still young. So, you know, a young guy who gets upset and gets upset easily is gonna, is gonna do that. He's gonna show his emotions and let you know when he's mad. So it's, just let him grow from it and work from it. And when he gets to the Cup Series, he's gonna be another guy who everybody's gonna want to see on track and it's going to be another personality that everybody wants to see in the sport because everybody talks about they don't want to have bland corporate guys in NASCAR. They want to have personalities, and then we get a personality like Noah Gragson. And whenever he's upset, everybody's just like, "Oh my God, why is he not just being a bland guy and not caring and all this other stuff?" Like, come on, let him do
I
that.
I hope he gets to a good car and he's really aggressive. And I hope he just doesn't block like Ross Chastain. It'd be great. But I mean,
Yeah,
it was
there's a difference between being aggressive and then there's a difference between being like Joey Logano or
there's
Ross Chastain and
aggression
just
and
blocking
then
to be dumb.
yeah, there's aggression and then there's Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
There's aggression like Kyle Larson trying to slide job for a win at Chicagoland and throwing his car into the wall, and then there's Russ Chastain blocking
Plowing
someone
you.
all the way to the apron in
That
stage
or
2.
dooring you into the wall
Yeah, then
in the
there's
middle of
Joey
stage
Logano at
1.
Kansas when he wrecked Matt Kenseth.
I mean, it was for a win. I mean, in his defense.
Yeah, that's true. It looks
And
good.
Matt
Yeah,
threw a
taking
huge
tires off
block
the
on him.
ground.
I mean, Matt blocked him all the way to the wall.
Yeah,
But
but
hey,
man,
there was
picked his
never
tires
contact.
off the ground.
Never contact.
I know, but honestly, if you block me like that, like Kenseth did to Logano, I'm gonna probably do the same thing. Although, like
Well,
you
I
should
bet Logano
absolutely.
regretted it.
I was
I
gonna
think
say
Logano regretted it 3 weeks later.
you wreck him like that, you should at least still expect it back, and that's what he got at Martinsville. But yeah, no, I felt like Joey had every right to do what he did at Kansas, but he deserved what he got at Martinsville still.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but was there anything else with Xfinity related that was like notable?
Another first time winner.
Myatt Snyder. All right, moving
Oh,
on.
I tell you what, something I didn't see happening this weekend: Myatt Snyder and William Byron winning.
I mean,
Hey, our
no.
playoff grids just crumple them up and throw them away because
If William Byron wouldn't have gotten lucky at Daytona last year, it would have been three straight first time winners.
That's true. But I just want to say that as a Jeff Gordon fan and as a Byron fan when he was coming up through the lower series and wanting him to be good in Cup, it felt stupidly good to see the 24 back in victory lane and actually have a legitimate win on Sunday. Like I was pumped.
That's something Chase Elliott couldn't even do.
Imagine.
Yeah, all Chase Elliott could do in the 24 car was choke.
Oh my God, every freaking guy.
I mean,
Am I wrong?
The one thing we can say, that nobody else probably knows about, Hendrick Motorsports is now 4 wins away from surpassing Richard Petty as the most winning organization in
yeah, I didn't know
NASCAR.
about that actually.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think it's gonna be much of a fight from RPM.
No, it's not. No, the thing is, even if
Maybe Super Speedway.
even if Eric wins, it doesn't count because it's not the same team. It's the same name, but it's not the same team because they did like a merger thing, and then it went back to Richard. It's not the same team name, so.
Well, either way, Hendrick will beat that record before the playoffs start.
Most certainly.
Most likely.
Hopefully, Eric gets the top 10 by then.
Most
Yeah.
likely.
Well, actually, here, let's do this right here on the spot. What happens first? Jones top 10 in that car, or Hendrick surpasses that win record?
Hendrick surpasses that win record.
I agree.
I'm looking at tracks here.
There's Talladega.
I honestly think Hendrick is gonna probably do really good at Las Vegas, and I don't know about Atlanta. I think Atlanta Harvick's probably gonna win.
If Harvick doesn't win Atlanta, he's gonna have a rough year.
If Harvick doesn't win Atlanta, then you know the season's all left.
Yeah, no, it's over for him.
Hey, he's got
Season's
Phoenix
screwed.
and Atlanta back to back, but he hasn't won Phoenix else.
He dominated Phoenix for like 5 years and then just fell off. I mean, when I say fell off, he still runs good.
Same thing last year in the freaking spring Phoenix race. Freaking, he dominated that, and then Joey Logano won because of pit strategy. There you go.
Okay.
Also, I just want to one real short thing we don't really have to talk about, but I just want to say I love R&D holds. There, I said it.
Moving on.
What Las Vegas is next week, so it'll probably be a meh race.
I guess before we move on from NASCAR, Las Vegas, it's gonna be a meh race. You know what? Right? Who do you guys think is gonna win? I'm gonna put it on. I always when we go to Vegas, I think about Fords, and I'm gonna say Joey Logano wins. What about you, Matt?
Alex Bowman.
I would love to see Alex Bowman win. I would love that so
That
much.
car in Victory Line.
Hot. I would love a race version of that
I
thing.
mean, if there wasn't that late race caution last year, Bowman would have won the damn race.
Oh, it was hauling. The 12 car had no chance. Eddie.
Yes, another Ryan Blaney joke.
I'm gonna go with either Larson or Blaney.
Okay.
I think
I
think Larson, same thing at Homestead. I mean, basically he can rip the top there, and I think Blaney showed he had a good car there last
Yeah,
year.
you
and I
can
think
make the top work there. So
I think Chase can win it too because he basically dominated the first two stages of that race last year, and then he had the freaking tire issue.
what about you,
I don't really
Jay?
know who I have as a pick for Vegas. I'm trying to think, and I can't really.
I always just think Fords, especially the Penske Fords.
Yeah,
I mean, especially Logano and Blaney. Those are my immediate two.
I think Keselowski's won there maybe once.
Yeah, no, Keselowski's won there. White, I know
Like
for
recently, right?
He
He
won
won 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Did he win the second 2 years ago?
Yeah, the Chase.
Logano's
See,
won there.
Vegas is a track where a whole lot of guys can win.
Combat has a really good pick.
Because we've seen a lot of guys be good at
Truex
Vegas.
won
Before it was
there.
Johnson, and then once Johnson started dominating there,
Truex
it's been
won
like,
there a couple times.
Combat said
we've had-
Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick will finish 17th.
we've had Logano run good there, Blaney run good there, Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch.
Won there 3 times.
So
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard call on this one, but
I'll throw my pick out there and say Kurt Busch wins at Vegas again.
Kurt Busch.
Just throw a long shot.
Okay.
Why'd you just sound so
I was,
confused?
I was blindsided by that.
You just sound like so pissed off, confused.
he's like, huh?
He's like, wait.
I did not expect
But,
that.
So, what? That's
That was a
21.
long shot pick. So.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is.
I mean, Combat took a long shot with Tyler Reddick, but shit.
Yeah, I think Kurt Busch is a little more realistic than Reddick. In my
I agree.
You just pissed off about half my chat just now.
Is Kurt Busch going to win a race in his final year?
You mean Jonathan? I'm looking at it.
What?
All right, yeah, that one too.
What, Gary?
Is Kurt going to win in his final year?
No.
Is it his final year? Is it actually confirmed,
No.
or are they just going to keep on
he
highly
hasn't confirmed
speculating?
yet.
Okay.
He's hinted at it, but like
He just
well, also saying it might be my last year. He's also saying it might not be my last year.
He's
So
trolled us before.
He's trolling.
I mean, Kurt Busch always seems to find a way to win a race, so I'll say he does win a race.
Yeah, he found a way to win Kentucky. He found a way to win Las Vegas. Like,
I mean, he's doing better than he did last year. We can all agree on that.
yeah, he's actually run solid this year so far.
Last year he was inconsistent as shit, and now this year he's had like a couple of top 10.
Kurt's good enough to find a way to win a race, so.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's going to run way better than the guy in the 42.
He always manages to make whatever equipment he's in better.
Yeah.
I think Kurt Busch is a really good driver.
Should have brought him over to Roush.
It's a shame he had a meltdown with just himself for those years that really hurt a good part of his career. Moving on to
the shit out of you, then yes.
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. The Twitch chat really wants to talk about Nitro.
Yeah, they really.
I guess we'll talk about Nitro. I don't even remember. I ran decent. I finished 6th. Moving on to whoever wants to talk about
I think
it.
they want to hear about the part where I got dumped.
I was having a pretty decent race, and then decided to be nice to playoff guys at the end, and it didn't pay off, and I got ran over. So I'm never doing that again. Smile.
Over to you, Karma.
I finished 2nd. I had a chance to win the race, but I got that one taken away from me. Yeah, so I got 2nd again this season. So.
What about you, Eddie? How was your race? Anything happen?
I got fucking dumped.
By who?
I mean, I'm on probation, so.
Who was it?
I got dumped by Christian.
Oh, was it an accident?
Define accident. I think. Yeah.
I
It
wonder
was
if it
definitely
was.
not an accident. I
I
can
think he
say
might
I
have,
saw
I
it
think he
happen in
might have
front
had
of
some
me.
chicken wings before he raced and just slipped off the wheel. I don't know, possibly.
Yeah,
So
the 41 had an itchy arm situation and just full throttled into the
yeah,
outbreak.
I mean the dude's freaking has issues with a lot of people. So I mean it's kind of showing where he is.
He's
So
very passive aggressive with me.
I mean
even though,
he manages to piss off about every single person in here at least at some point in Nitro.
Auto
So I
Club.
mean. Yeah, I mean, he
Getting
triggered the
after
hell
it.
out of Karma arguing about the stupid shifter rule because I ran it one race and I swore to never do it again. I haven't since, and he's done it about the next, like, I don't know what, effing 10 times. And then freaking he got pissed off at me because freaking I wasn't lifting for him and all this other crap, and then he got pissed off because of how he was being raced when he raced us the same way. So I mean, he got pissed off
Then
at
there
Garrett for
was
freaking racing at 4 wide, and he does it 5 wide on the freaking back straightaway on the restart. Like, give me a break.
Andrew as a dominant car, and him and Tyler had a bit of
Um,
a moment
I'm
racing
gonna
each other.
I'm gonna say something about this. I don't know if it was because Andrew was dominant.
We
It's
didn't
just
want to pass him.
Yeah, that's true. You can't
It,
let it
it,
pass. Yeah,
it
that's.
I
was
didn't.
track position.
I didn't want to lead. I didn't want. I was riding behind him. I didn't want to be in the lead because I was like, I don't want to have to sit there and manage these cars behind me that I can't get away from.
Low
That's
draft.
true.
Um,
Well,
But-
you can't really say he wasn't dominant because we don't really know.
Yeah.
So
The only
if
way-
it's Andrew, you can expect him to be the
Yeah, no,
guy he
I'm not.
usually
I'm
is.
not taking anything away from him, but like,
No, I'm not saying you are, but
but let me ask this: so Eddie got intentionally wrecked by Christian. Matt, what did you do about that?
oh yeah, he got suspended.
Oh, can I just say, if we could do this more often, that'd be great because my Nitro video popped off.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. I'll
it's-
handle
all
it.
right, I'm
this-
intentionally wrecking you this weekend. Let's go.
It's literally like
Imagine?
the best one in
Oh, you're fucking Gary.
over like 10
Yeah.
weeks.
Oh, I thought me. I'm like,
Holy
what the frick did I
crap,
do?
we got 3.1 already.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's do this more often, please.
All
I
right,
got
well,
a
I'll give you some real
request.
quick bet, Gary. I'll intentionally wreck you this weekend, and that way I can get suspended. You can like have a
There we
title. I
go.
got wrecked, and the driver who did it suspended, or some crap.
Jonathan said,
I
"Can
said-
we run,
You ready
never
to
run low
suspend me?
draft ever again."
I titled it "Intentional Crash" or something leads to suspension, and did great. His video's doing
All right,
great.
all right. No matter what draft setting we had that race, it doesn't change how we race that race.
Yeah, no, that Kansas literally has everything to do with how Kansas is. draft
iRacing
doesn't change that.
poggers.
Honestly,
You can't run anything other than exactly right up against the wall at Kansas. Otherwise, you're going to be slow.
Welcome to
Yeah.
704.
it's people were like, "Oh, we get to run the high side of that." I knew going into the race, I'm like, it's not that good, guys. It's
Well,
we're
no,
just
but
gonna
it's
run-
fun to do because it's something we don't get to do often. But like at the same time, it's kind of sucks because if you're not running the wall, you're not fast.
it makes bigger runs so you can make slide jobs easier.
Honestly, like I want to go on like what we were talking about the other day, Karma. I would like Lazy brought up the great idea about how maybe next season for fun we should just use like the whole season like we do with F1 points, where the top 10 all gets points at the end of the race.
Getting
Don't tell me
off
that doesn't
topic
sound
here, boys.
interesting.
We're
Don't
getting
tell me
Oh
off
that
no,
doesn't
no,
sound
it's
interesting.
interesting, but no.
No, all right. Don't. Here's that.
Getting off topic here, boys.
Topic.
How about the
We're
winner
going on a
though?
rant.
Who won? Oh, Cameron.
Bacon.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Poggers.
bacon. Very popular win. Everybody likes bacon.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of bacon.
I wish I had I wish I
Take that back right now.
I wish I
like
had a shot.
food bacon.
Oh, and then there was that entire controversy with me in the chat after the race too. But
Oh yeah, you intentionally wrecked the 14. Yeah, we all saw it.
Quotation marks wrecked.
Yeah, you intentionally dumped him. I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw it with my own 2 eyes. I mean,
Time
on
to-
my
time to
screen
have
you
a
could see
revolution.
Andrew just straight up dump him. Hey, I literally looked at my review and Andrew just straight up full set the man, stuffed him in the fence
yeah,
like a
he's
pizza.
mad. He's mad at me, and then you just watch Andrew just destroy him. I was like,
He turned Blake into a calzone when he wanted just to be a stuffed pizza. Literally, he just stuffed him in the fence.
it is what it is. I don't.
I'm gonna move for a calzone.
I guess they know that what the rule book is now, so probably the next few weeks might be horrible.
Oh, yeah, dude, that shit's screenshot on their phones. They're ready to just pop off at any moment. Like, here we got it all. Let's down, dog.
It is what it is.
I mean, can't wait for Durham to win.
And then
what?
what?
0 races.
Next. Well, there's the big thing, right? Andrew isn't racing this week.
No, he's not. I don't think
That
so.
will be very interesting.
Andrew's not racing, so it'll be basically winner up to grabs. I'm winning Pogers.
Hey,
No,
wait,
What did he say?
Spartansville.
No, it's
No,
Dover.
that's Dover.
No, it's
Oh,
Dover.
oh, never mind. I'm waiting till. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
exactly.
no. I'm just
No,
gonna
you're
be
not.
there then.
Gary's still probably gonna win Dover, but
I won there last year because Karma was in the way of everybody.
I was in the lead.
Karma's been in the way of everybody for the last 2 weeks. He's been really the biggest rider I've ever seen in my life.
Two.
You're saying I was? Wait a minute. You're telling me I was the biggest roadblock at Kansas?
No, you had 4 cars.
Okay, Durham was the biggest roadblock. Well, he was using the brakes. What was your excuse?
I let it off early and get in the gas earlier.
This man was using the
Okay.
brakes for some odd reason.
Karma was not the biggest roadblock at Kansas, but he was the biggest roadblock the 6 races prior.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well, Jay, he's the same thing in Formula One, right?
The amount of times I was a victim to that
Oh
problem.
my Bristol! Holy crap! I never want to race around you at Bristol in the playoffs
Hey,
again.
you know what? Hey, Gary, I let you go a few times that race, and you know that.
You're not even in the playoffs anymore. It's the way it should have been.
Wow. What? Man.
Hey, if I was in your position, I
Picture
would,
there.
if I was in your position, I would have let you go as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's Dover, so that's probably gonna be a horror show.
Yeah, everyone's
I
gonna
like
die
Dover.
probably in the first like 10
I
laps.
like Dover.
No, they're gonna be like, let's run preset 5 at Dover.
Oh.
If you're not running preset 1, you're a joke at Dover. You're gonna die.
It's gonna be.
Dude,
so
I'm running 9. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Let's do it.
Hey, do it
Let's
at
do it,
Martinsville. Hey, do that at Martinsville too.
Have a
Bet.
drift competition. Let's do it.
I'll say I won't.
All I'm saying is Eddie won me Martinsville last year because I was struggling really bad with grip, and
Did I
I
tell
was.
you what to do?
You told me to just.
Told you.
No, Eddie. I remember him. Eddie
Did I give you my wheel
distinctly
settings?
you told me to just be a lot more easier on throttle exit, and I applied that right away,
Just go
and
like
I took
3/4
off,
throttle.
and
That's
no
how
one
you
had
go
anything
straight.
for me after that, and I was like, Eddie just won me the
How
race.
did you not know that already, Gary?
It was
Because
more
he still
of
asks for presets every week, Jay.
no, it was more of I needed someone to tell me what I already knew to kind of click. You know?
I just want to get back to my days of being as good at Martinsville as you.
It ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
Ain't happening.
Crap.
What
Maybe
NASCAR was that? 15?
No, I was like inside line.
Oh shit. That's
In
wow,
like
like-
those days, it used to be me and Gary all the time in Martinsville. That shit was fun. And then
Um,
he dumped me one time for it. I'll never forget it.
that was great. It was still an accident, by the way, but yeah, I did dump him. I guess moving on now.
we got some new F1.
Formula One paint scheme or livery, sorry.
Liveries, don't you dare.
So Red Bull actually dropped a big one.
Yeah, massive. Ooh, didn't see it coming.
If you saw their 2012 livery, it's not much different.
Freaking 9 years different, dude.
You didn't miss much if you went into like a coma and came back and be like, oh, they're still running the same thing.
Jonathan's saying he's gonna unsub to you if you don't apologize for something.
Apologize for what?
I don't know, something about freaking who knows.
It doesn't have anything to do with the podcast. We'll deal with that after.
No, I think
After
it
the
does.
F1 stuff, Jonathan.
But so yeah, I mean, Mercedes revealed their livery, which is a little bit different. I do like, although I
more
think
green.
the silver Mercedes looks cool, but I really like the black look.
is good. But dude, the AMG is tilting. It's so bad.
Luckily, we're not gonna. Well, actually, no. I'd say that. I was gonna say, luckily, we're not gonna see the back of the car that much. But yeah, we will. Never mind. I forgot.
I did not
These are
need
road course.
to see 10 AMG logos
Oh my god, it's so
to know
bad.
that your car's got AMG.
Is it in Mercedes?
I don't think it looks like as terrible as everyone says that it is, but it
I
doesn't
thought it was a
look
mirror.
good.
I thought it was a
if you put
Mercury.
like the Mercedes stars on it, it's gonna look so much better.
I thought it was a BMW.
What? Whatever. Okay, the stars. Okay. It would look so much better.
I think the numbers on that car look terrible too.
I mean, they added more green to it, didn't they? Like the green. I don't know.
I
saw, like,
thought
the
I don't know.
Instagram post where
The
they
car
showed
is the
more
same
green.
black livery they had last season, and
I'm
that's
pissed.
all I'm here for. Because
I wanted
I
it
honestly
silver.
dislike the silver liveries. I honestly dislike those liveries.
that silver is awesome. I think the
Silver
black is.
surfer.
I think the black is cool, but the silver just it's got such a good look.
When it hits the light, it makes it look good. Like it's interesting.
I don't think it's terrible. The AMG just ruins it for me though.
True.
But let's get
Move on to the more important livery.
Alpine.
Yeah.
Alpine. They already showed it when they announced the
Ah.
team, but we
It's like-
didn't know that was actually the livery until now.
Hot,
But-
hot.
but it's hot.
It's nice, yeah. I think it's the
I love
best
the
one
blue.
so far of the
That
reveals.
metallic blue and the red and the white. Oh, they just
Hot,
good.
hot.
It looks so good.
Yes.
It'll look good running midfield. They got Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon.
Aston Martin's today tomorrow.
It is midnight here, or
I'm
12:33, so
excited for
today.
that one.
It's gonna be green.
I'm
Green.
excited for the
It's
Aston
green.
Martin
It's gonna be.
reveal
It's
and
gonna.
the
It's
Haas
gonna be.
reveal.
It's gonna be pavy poop green.
I'm of course a Sebastian Vettel fan. I really dislike. I've always disliked the Aston Martin green. So I'm
So
very.
James Bond silver.
I don't know how you guys can dislike that. Aston
I just
Martin
don't
green.
like the
To me,
shade of it.
It's like the one shade of green that I'm like, yes.
It's like baby food green.
amazing.
I'm really interested to see what they
I
do.
don't think it's that color.
I'm really interested to see what they do
Ow.
with that scheme or livery. They also are starting to release some of their merch, and I was like, I want to buy some Vettel merch. Their merch looks horrible.
Who?
Stop. Four-time F1 world champion, by the way, 4 in a row consecutive. But no, their merch looks terrible, and they want like $600 for a jacket. No thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, they gotta get funding for the freaking performance department.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
excuse me?
$600 Canadian for one of their jackets.
I knew that F1 merchandise was expensive, but $600 for a
Yeah,
jacket.
I've looked at other F1
dude.
teams. It's not anywhere near that.
It's gonna help make the performance of the cars better. That's
Yeah.
what you're paying for.
Yeah. I mean, it's just gonna be the 2020 Merc. So.
Well, basically, overnight, what's happening is Mercedes revealed today Aston Martin hit Control C. They're hitting Control V, and
Today.
it's going into the rendering and whatnot. And it'll be ready by the time the reveal comes out tomorrow. They're just going to change the colors a little bit.
And then the day after that is Haas, and then the day after that is Williams, and then next week is the red.
Ferrari's on my birthday. This better be freaking good.
It's gonna be red.
Yeah, it'll be red.
So red.
Honestly,
They
the change
seem-
up they did where they had the black on the car, it made it look so much better.
I thought the 2018 one looked the best, personally.
I don't remember the
It was just straight up. It was red. It was just red. No,
straight.
pretty
I got
much. It had a little bit of
everything.
I think it had a little bit of white on it.
The white fin.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I thought that was the best one.
I honestly think the red and white together is the worst color combination in the world. So I can't stand red and white together.
Ferrari seems quite
No matter how you do
optimistic
it.
about having a better season. So,
Yeah.
and I saw Haas is already given up, pretty much, and are
you know what?
focusing on next year for the new car.
I mean, that's their best interest, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, what's the point if you're a back market team? Why are you going to waste your time trying to develop for this year?
I think
If
Williams
you're
has done
any
that
team-
since last year.
If you're any
I think
team,
Williams pretty much said they were doing that too.
yeah, I wouldn't bother going for it's the last year of the car. I mean, Mercedes is going to win the
Haas
championship.
is also the smallest team in F1, so they have to start working on the new stuff early.
Because if they're a back market team right away going into next gen, oh god, like you're already.
I honestly
screwed.
don't see that happening though. In my opinion,
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what shakeup
Gene
that
wants
has.
that team to be competitive so bad that voice crack, that he'll make it happen. He'll give them the resources they need because I think he believes in that F1 team a lot.
Is that all we have for F1 today?
The COTA tire test, maybe.
Oh, NASCAR COTA
All
time.
right, we'll go back to NASCAR real quick, and then we'll see if there's maybe a question or two, and then we'll call
There's
it.
a few, but they need to be copy and pasted back.
Okay, so let's talk about the COTA tire test. And we actually talked about this off the podcast and brought up some great points. I think was it Jay mentioned it or Karma, one of you two,
No
about
karma.
the two best road course drivers doing the test.
Yeah. Yeah, type the questions, Jonathan. But yeah, I think it's really bad that they had Chase Elliott and Truex do this tire test because you just gave the two best road racers in NASCAR a huge advantage over everyone else already by just driving the track. Like, yeah, okay, the tires might not exactly be the same, and the cars aren't going to be set up ideally, but they now know how it drives in real life, and that's a
So
unfair. It's an unfair advantage to the two best
there's one
already.
counterpoint that I want to make, and it's that if it's a tire test, you want to have the guys who are going to get the most out of the tires and the most out of their cars run that test because you have to know the limits of the tires and how the tire is going to be. So, in my opinion, I agree with you, but I also don't agree because they needed to have guys who knew how to run the road course and what they want the car and the tires to feel like. So they had to have somebody there who would know what they want. And there's a practice session, so it's not like the other guys are going to go in there completely blind. They'll have time to learn the track. But I see your point.
I was what
You go.
I was I was most impressed to see a road course tire test involving Brad Keselowski didn't end up with headlines of him crashing the car. I mean, Road Atlanta, he broke his ankles. Watkins Glen 2016, he went into turn one. I forget what they said. The brakes failed or something, if I remember
Yeah, he
correctly.
full sent the. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Every time he goes to a road course tire test, it's a bad combination. But I would tell you what.
What was he
No,
even at Road Atlanta for?
I think it was a tire test apparently or something. But I tell you what, no brakes into turn one at COTA, that'd be a little sketchy. Or that long back straightaway.
Yeah, the long back straightaway. That'd be
Yeah,
terrifying.
so Brad said you go from 185 to 30 on that.
In a stock car.
God, that
There's going to be so many guys that lock up in that corner.
And imagine the guys that are going to be sending it.
All right.
Ross Chastain.
Hey. Oh. No. We're talking about Brad Keselowski, who could not stop locking up at the Daytona Road Course.
I think that was on his car, though.
Yeah,
True.
that car was yikes.
Still finished
Because
up now.
Keselowski has proven to be a very solid road course racer.
Yeah.
I think
Really good at Glen.
I'd put him in top 5 or 6 of road course racers. Like, of course, Elliott, Truex, and then it's kind of like
Hamlin.
Yeah, Hamlin. Yeah, Logano's all right.
There.
Keselowski. They're all kind of right in that same group. They're like that group that's good, but not good enough to be with the 9 and the 19.
I think the big thing that we can notice from that tire test too is how bad I feel like tire wear is going to be an issue because what I've heard, noticed from the videos and everything, there was a lot, and I mean a ton, of tire squealing when they were going into the corners, and I mean a ton.
And Brad was saying how bad it was driving.
Yeah, I mean Brad mentioned they're going from that one straightaway 185 to 30. And imagine if somebody
That's also
locks
the
the
reason why there's a
brakes.
tire test. Goodyear could go there in a couple, or in what?
No,
Like
I
a
know, but you
month
better
from
hope
now?
and pray that they get it right because if
Well,
not,
yeah,
then it's just gonna be a
that's why
living
you have the
hell.
tire test, is because you learn what they need, and so they might go there, in a month now, and have the right tire compound. So it could have just been something that was completely off today, or something I don't really know, but
I
I'm just guessing that they had that tire test for a reason, and they found the information they were looking for, and Goodyear knows what they need to bring now.
I think the next gen of NASCAR will suit that track way better.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
I think
Next gen will suit road courses in general a
yeah,
lot more than they do right now.
yeah, exactly. Like the car we have right now is really not meant to be a road course car, but I think the next gen will change that up. And I was thinking about that, by the way. It's like with these cars that we're going in this new direction with the new car, that's going to be way better for road course racing. I'm like, are the races going to be as good anymore on road courses? Because I think the reason that they're so good is because these cars aren't meant to be on road courses.
Yeah.
But with the new car
point.
that's more designed to be better at road course racing than it is now, I'm like, these races might start to get kind of boring. But I mean, of course, we don't know. So,
but at the same time, you say that we talk about they're going to be better at road courses, but it's not like they're going to suddenly be an F1 car. They're still going to be a heavy stock car. They're just going to have a couple more things that give them a little bit better advantage. So it's probably still going to be around the same as it is now.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, Kurt Busch said when they tested the Roval, they were 3 seconds faster, so we'll see.
I think
If
the
an
big
F1
thing
car went there and
is
did the Roval, they would probably be 10 seconds faster. So it
You're
still
not
doesn't
wrong.
change much.
it's just about how how good they brake and stuff, and what the traction's going to be like on them.
Combat brings
so,
up a good point. They also have 6 gears in the new car.
yeah, man, people hate that. I love it. Oh, more gears, the better.
And a sequential gearbox.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I think there's more gears in race cars is cool. I'm just like, oh, 6 gears, that's awesome. I mean, it's not necessarily like great needed for ovals, but road courses, that's going to be awesome. So clearly they want to have more of a road course direction, apparently.
That also might lead to some shifting. Something I don't think anybody has thought about. That might lead to some shifting at short tracks, like Martinsville.
Or even like maybe
6th gear trying to come out of turn 2 at Martinsville, you might need to shift down.
They go down into 3rd at Pocono.
Not anymore.
Not
Oh,
anymore,
well.
really. They could
But-
just roll it.
I feel like you could see something like that start to
Yeah.
happen. So even at not Indianapolis, but
I got one more thing if we want to go into before we do the Q&A real quick.
sure.
How about Jimmy Johnson announced he's going to do more IMSA racing at Road Atlanta, Watkins Glen, and
Oh, is that what
Sebring.
that was? I saw
Yep.
he put up a
Yeah.
tweet about
With-
IMSA, but I didn't
with
look into
Simon
it.
Pagano and what was it, Kamui Kobayashi? They're gonna
Kobayashi?
bring back the 48 with Ally, and Check Announce is gonna be on the box with them, and they're gonna be running Sebring March 20th, and then they're gonna run 2 more at Watkins Glen and Road Atlanta.
That's cool. Hopefully they do good.
I couldn't be happy about that. I'm really glad to see Jimmy doing other things, and still keeping himself around in the motorsport world after he's retired from NASCAR.
Okay.
I hope he does solid in IndyCar. I think he'll be midfield at best. Just because I don't think his driving style. I'm still surprised. His driving style of what he describes.
Simon Pagano was good.
But I mean, the way Jimmy describes his own driving style himself, it doesn't match an IndyCar.
No.
And he was trying to get away from high downforce and all that type of stuff, and he's like, "I'm going to go to IndyCar." Like, what? Okay. But no, I mean, I really hope he does good though. Will he win? Absolutely not. But
Be nice.
yeah, oh, that'd be incredible. Oh, that would be such an awesome thing. Kind of shut up. It would shut up a lot of people, I would hope, too, that really got on him in the last few years. 7-time champion, and they're like, you know what? Too bad. You're terrible. Okay. But I guess we'll move on now to the final segment of the Q&A here.
There's a few of them in here. Jonathan asks, who do you think is the favorite to win Nitro?
Andrew.
Combat.
Championship races at Phoenix.
Phoenix. Yeah. I don't
Combat.
think Gary. I don't think Gary's ever raced Phoenix in Nitro.
No, I've done one race there. I was actually leading, and I wrecked myself in the final 10 laps.
I'm going with Combat because he's having a setup advantage over Andrew.
I got karma for presets.
That's all Gary needs.
No. My theory is I'll be in the mix and I'll choke it away.
Well, I think Combat has a
Yeah,
chance.
I'll go with Andrew as well.
I'm gonna go with Combat.
I'm gonna go Gary.
Thank you.
I would like to see Gary or Combat win, but I feel like it's gonna be Andrew because of how good he is at Phoenix. But I would like to see Combat or Gary.
I don't think I deserve it this year. I think I deserved the championship last season.
I would love to see Combat
You
win.
have the
Though.
most wins, Gary.
I'd
do?
like to see someone
Yeah.
other than Andrew win.
I would like to see
it's
Combat.
it's like nothing against him. It's just the fact of like seeing someone else win. So it would be nice to see someone other than Andrew. But I think Andrew's got it.
Combat's
see
got to make the
Combat.
Final Four first.
I think he can make it.
He will.
Andrew's got to make it first too, I guess.
Wait.
The race this weekend.
Who's Combat going up against other than me and
Tyler.
yeah, oh no. Yeah,
I
Combat's
think
going to make it.
he can beat Tyler.
Yeah, easily. Combat will be in.
Well, Angie's missing next week, so that can play a factor too.
If freaking Combat or Gary wins Dover.
If Tyler or Combat win Dover, oh my god.
Martinsville's gonna be nuts.
What else? What other comments or questions?
What race
do
are
we
you
have?
looking forward to this season? Real life? I think we're all gonna say Bristol Dirt.
No.
Bristol Dirt.
COTA.
That too, but I
That was
prefer
actually-
Bristol
that-
Dirt.
that was
Any
actually
of the new tracks and I need the new track.
Actually, no. I'll say mine will be Indy GP just because we're not going to the fucking Brickyard.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
thank
Yeah.
God. Thankful.
Power
Thank you.
move from Penske.
Yeah.
So glad he took
Penske
over.
taking over that track and taking over IndyCar is man.
We would have
Thank you,
been
Roger
we would have
Penske.
been going to the Oval for years if Penske didn't take over and save it.
Jonathan also asked, will we have another first-time winner in the Cup Series?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's. I'm just looking at possibilities. Reddick,
No.
No.
not going to be Suarez.
No,
No.
unfortunately, not a car that can win.
I don't. I'm looking at this.
Well, we say no, but there's super speedways. There's still 3 super speedways.
Daniel Suarez's luck at super speedways has been awful. Tyler Reddick, another guy. I mean, he's been in the mix one time and he wrecked himself and the field.
I think honestly the only one is Bubba, right?
That's the only one that
Dibby.
that's my only. Oh, De Benedetto. Okay, Bubba and De Benedetto are the only 2 I look at. That I think one of them will win.
I feel
And,
like
of
Dibby
course-
could win on a fuel mileage race. I feel like Pocono, because that car's won at Pocono before.
I think De Benedetto can just straight up win it.
Well, if they,
Well, as of right
Briscoe could
now,
maybe
No.
do something there
No.
too, but I
No.
don't.
no,
Paved Bristol. He's talking. I think.
Oh
no,
no.
no.
Wow. Wow.
You don't understand my stance on rookies.
He's not a Toyota.
Rookies don't.
Wait. We're talking about De Benedetto here, aren't we?
Yeah, I know he's not a Toyota though, so it's not even the same. I don't think he could do it in the 21 at all.
Well, last year he wasn't even relevant at Bristol, so.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
truthfully don't think that Dibby. I want him to win so bad, but I honestly don't think with the team that he's driving for right now, everybody thinks that because they're Penske, they're good. They're getting decent equipment from Penske, but the crew chief is a numbskull. He doesn't know what he's doing. And they always come to the track with terrible setups. And I think a lot of it maybe has to do with
They should
no
just
practice,
switch.
if they were practicing, but
They should just switch him and frickin' Blaney. Watch Todd Gordon give Matty D a bunch of wins, and then see Ryan Blaney just chokes and sucks.
Yeah, he already chokes with a good crew chief.
Exactly. So just give him the 21 crew
Blaney's
chief at
got
this point.
Blaney's got speed,
That's
but he
why-
chokes
that's why
everything.
I still say that Matty D hasn't been given his chance yet, but
No,
they're not
absolutely
gonna give him
not.
that
He
chance
will,
'cause
he will.
there's not enough rides.
He will.
I don't think.
The 95 was his best shot, and Denny was
I'm gonna-
took that away at Bristol. But you can't.
I'm gonna. I get.
That was
I'm gonna
actually
be
Ryan
honest,
Newman.
man. I'm gonna be 100% honest. This is Matty D's shot.
No, yeah, this is seriously his
don't-
make or break season.
I don't see him going to get. I don't see Chip. If Kurt retires, I don't see Chip giving him the shot, and I don't see him. I don't see him going to SHR.
The only possibility that I see happening if he doesn't get a win this season is Denny opening up a ride for him at 23XI.
At the end of the day, Ryan Newman's done a lot of things I've strongly disliked, and him running into the nose of De Benedetto, hanging on for dear life at the end of that Bristol race was towards the top of the list of once again the dumbest things I've seen from a driver. And Ryan, I have a list of like some of the dumbest things I've seen on the racetrack. Newman pretty much holds the top 5. 2014 Phoenix, one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in any form of racing.
That was the absolute dumbest.
Any form of sport. And I will never get over that. I was talking to Joey Stone about that last week when we were in the stream, and both of us agreed that was not right, and he should have been penalized for it. Because there's one thing about moving a guy, but cutting half the track and slamming a guy into the wall to make it was one of the dumbest things. Yeah, one of the dumbest things.
But that's what NASCAR wants.
It is, but that's not. That was
Clout,
so dumb.
Big clout.
And
Moving on from that, I'm still salty from 6 years. I just wanted to get that out. I'm
Jonathan
sorry.
just put a really good question in.
Well, I thought I saw another one.
No,
For the
go ahead.
next NASCAR game, what are you guys excited for?
better physics, hopefully.
Yeah, we talked about this before. My main one.
New engine is the big thing.
Yeah, I'm most excited for is physics for me. That's what it is. Yeah.
Same thing for me. I can't think of any other thing.
Yeah,
Just please
that's
make it better
number
than
one
this.
thing.
And anything like aside from new engine, paint booth.
Yeah.
Please, yep.
An actual paint booth.
Actual paint
Yeah.
booth.
What they have now, honestly, I'll say, is not bad. It's a step in the right direction from what they've had. But
It was good.
Mediocre
It
at
was good. It
mediocre
was
at
good
best.
15 years ago.
It's mediocre at best.
Yes.
It's literally a copy and paste.
09 paint booth. That's what we need.
yeah, give me that paint booth back, please. Oh my gosh.
No,
please.
but Jonathan came up with another one. What was the most surprising driver in Nitro this year? Good or bad?
Well, I don't want to say bad because I'll make someone upset, and then they'll roast me because I'm a YouTuber, as they like to say. Someone's done that before as well. Good. Let me think here. Is there anyone that surprised me in a good way? Not really.
I mean, it
No
depends.
one's-
I have
no
a
one's
biased one,
really-
but I don't really count it that much. I just can't think of anything else.
Honestly, straight up, no one has surprised me this year at all, in good or bad. Like what I expected to be good
Okay,
was
well, actually,
good.
no,
what I
there
expected
is
to be
one
bad
thing
is
that
bad.
has surprised me, but there's a lot of circumstances that went into it as to why it happened, and that is
I-
Dirt making it this far in the playoffs. Obviously, we know why he made it because Karma got screwed over by the game, but
Actually, no.
that doesn't change the fact that it doesn't, that it surprises me that he's made it this far.
There's another thing too, but I'm not gonna point fingers about it.
Well, what is that?
Probably me forfeiting my spot because he probably wouldn't have made it.
Big
if I was
brain
there.
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, Jonathan said I was most surprising. In the
Yeah,
worst
no,
way.
I agree with that too, but I also didn't want to.
I don't give a shit.
I think you not winning this season, I think is probably the biggest surprise.
Hey, season ain't over.
Not winning so far, okay, I'll say that.
I mean, can we all agree? I think Jonathan gets Rookie of the Year.
Isn't he
Kinda.
like the only rookie?
Tyler.
Oh. Oh, yeah. No, Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler's good.
My
Don't get me
biased
wrong.
one is me becoming the plate king, but that's
Oh
that's
yeah, I
bias,
can name
so.
a surprising one that's bad. Christian. I really don't care. So. He sucks.
That one's not surprising because that's the way I've known Christian to be since
He
I've known him.
literally doesn't win because of how aggro he is. I'm not even joking. He
I mean,
doesn't
I
doesn't
agree.
play it right.
Combat says Bacon. I disagree because I know how good Bacon can be.
Yeah, no,
disagree
I
with that
also
as well.
I
know Bacon's good.
usually he clicks off like a win per season. So I
I
wasn't.
mean, he's a champ. He's a cup champion.
Yeah.
So
I
I
wasn't.
know, but like he's getting sets from combat too, so it's like freaking. He's starting to get like. Even when I was with him at SHR, we were like doing good, but like I think with combat giving him setups and stuff now, I think he's like finally found like a solid place. Like where he
He's
can be
always been
consistent.
good. Ever since I've joined
Yeah.
Nitro, I've
No, I
known
know,
Bacon's been
but it's
good.
like I know it's like what I'm saying. Like he's actually got
Oh,
like
yeah, no, I know what
the
you're
confidence
saying.
booster now with like setups
Yeah.
and stuff and how to drive and all that. Because combat, in my opinion, is the best person you can meet if you want to get good at a NASCAR game.
Low key, Karma, you need to ban combat from doing setups next
Or
season.
just get him on our
and any
team.
season further on.
Get him on our
Yeah.
team.
No, he's the team owner of Hendrick. You poor head.
I don't think it makes that big of a difference, but at the same time, like, I don't know.
Wait a minute. I'm leaving the 20. It ain't my problem anymore.
Right.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah, Gary, right. Weak.
I'm not with JGR.
So,
Wink.
so
Wink.
before we end it, does anyone have anything else to bring up at all?
Yeah, can we get sponsors for this, please?
Please.
No, I don't.
I don't have
Like,
anything. I was
any
just
of us or something?
was
Like
wondering
a
if
job
you guys-
Yeah,
or
let's hit up Marcus Lemonis real quick. And
I
get
hit him up on
sponsors
Twitter
real
for
quick,
my
I don't-
career mode. I said, hey,
get a Camping World sponsorship. Screw it.
I'll put him on my career mode card if he pays me. If he pays me. Other than that, there's no way I'm throwing that logo on my car.
No.
But
Boy.
so, Karma, you got anything?
I got nothing.
All right, well, I guess that's it for the night. We went actually somehow. I think this is the longest one we've done,
Hour 45.
right around there. So, we appreciate you guys coming out. Eddie did a live stream for the first time of this. We hope you guys enjoyed that.
Went really good.
I might live stream myself in the future. We'll
That's
see.
That would be a really good idea.
Yeah, it'd probably do better in viewership as well. But
I'll do
we
Um,
actually get a lot of questions too.
yeah.
Weird flex.
But yeah, we appreciate you guys coming out. Especially we had Jonathan and Connor hanging out in Eddie's chat. So we appreciate you two sticking around the whole time. And we're going to call it there for the night here at nearly 1 in the morning. Next week, we got Las Vegas in the Cup Series, so we'll be back next week to talk about that and anything else that happens that is eventful, which I'm sure we'll see. So thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, all the other listening platforms. And we will see you guys next week. Have a great day, everybody.